Alright, welcome to video 5 of a series of videos that I'm calling the intersection of Taiko and Western drumming. So what I've been doing with these videos is I've been pulling out some Western drum rudiments, talking about each of them, and then seeing how we could use them when playing Taiko. So lesson 5, video 5, I'm going to demonstrate and talk about the single drag, and this is actually the drag tap, and the double drag tap. Those are rudiments 32 and 33. Remember, all the rudiments are numbered, and you can look them up by number if you need to refer to them. And then the Radamaku, which there's also a single and double Radamaku. The single is 38, the double is 39. Okay, so let's talk about the single and double drag. So what do I think is good about them? Well, the drags are effective as an ad-lib, and I think in the case of the single and the double drag, there's an application in using them while doing the swing beat G in Taiko. And I'll talk about that and demonstrate that. So what is it? It's a diddle followed by some single stroke hits, right? The single drag tap is just one diddle. The double drag is two diddles, right? And then the Radamaku is kind of interesting because the Radamaku is the same as the single stroke 4, which I went through in another video. Single stroke 4, you can think of it as triplet 1, triplet 1. But with the Radamaku, you add a diddle before it, so it would be diddle triplet 1, diddle triplet 1. Okay, all right. So let's talk about these and see about the sticking. So on the single drag tap, the drag is a diddle, right? So adding the drag tap, so diddle hit tap, diddle hit tap, diddle hit tap, or diddle hit tap, diddle hit tap. They usually accent the tap, meaning the last beat. So normally when you're doing this on a snare drum, you accent that last beat. I say go for it both ways. Try unaccenting it, try accenting it. Either way is fine. The double is just putting another diddle hit in. Right, so it's diddle hit, tap. And again, they usually accent the last beat being the tap. Okay, I say try both. Alright, so how do I think this is really useful in Taiko? It works really well when you're playing the swing G, right? You want to put a little ad-lib in. One tap, double tap, right? Double drag tap. If you I stick that on my left, the diddle. If you stick the diddle on your right, you have to remember that you got to keep the downbeat on the right. So if you're doing the swing, got to kind of skip that in between beat, which would have, otherwise it's going to put you on the left for the downbeat. You're going to flip the downbeat around. So just be aware that when you're sticking the diddle on your right, and you hit the last beat, whether you're doing a double or a single, got to keep the downbeat on the right. On the left, the right after the left is the downbeat. Right, so that's probably a little bit more easy, but in terms of keeping the flow. However, I think if you mix the sticking up, it syncopates things more interestingly. So try both: the diddle on the right, diddle on the left, keeping the downbeat going on the swing. Application: shime playing, ad-libbing on a solo. Also, I think okado playing. If this were an okado, Swing is used a lot for a backbeat when people are doing Okato compositions. Diddles and this kind of double drag diddle beats work really well on the Okato. Remember, the Okato grip and the way you're holding the Okato Katsugi is a lot like marching band snare drum. So it really flows pretty nicely with the Katsugi playing. Alright, the Radamakyu. If you think about the single stroke 4, triplet 1, triplet 1, triplet 1, triplet 1, okay? If you think about that and put a diddle in front of it, so diddle triplet 1, diddle triplet 1, right? That is the Radamakyu. And to a certain degree, Radamakyu, Radamakyu, Radamakyu. It's kind of Kuchishowa-ish on the name of this rudiment. I think, again, fits really well in with Katsugi style playing. Because it's got a triplet feel, it's a good ad-lib, maybe off a swing. So you can do those diddles into the triplets, which I just did. You can just do the single Radamakyu and put it as an ad-lib on swing. Works really well. And again, if you're playing Katsugi, remember the bocce grip is different, but and it takes some practice. I would say this would be a good rudiment to practice with this grip to, you know, get a little bit more familiar with how that left hand feels with the grip for the Katsugi playing. There you go. Take it, have fun. End of video 5. I think from this point, put a pause on the rudiment videos, and I'm going to move into some hand independence videos and talk about, we're going to take these rudiments that we just went through, we're going to talk about hand independence and mixing up and combining these rudiments in ways that are a little more similar and have the same kind of a technical approach as Western drumming.